Oh, hello and welcome back, everyone. I am, of course, your ever delightful host and chef, Zero, from your favorite channel, Not But Cooking. I hope you're all hungry because today's recipe is not only delicious, but simple to make. Dead simple. Before we start, I wanted to let you know that today I have a special guest sitting just behind that camera there. You may know them as one of my biggest critics in the comments section. So, I've invited them here to personally taste today's meal. Now, quiet on the set. So eager! I hope you're all just as excited as our guest for today's recipe, a humble pot roast. A meal with its roots in France, now a staple for many home-cooked meals everyone is familiar with in one form or another. As for ingredients, all you'll need for this particular recipe is carrots, potatoes, celery, onion, and a round of beef roast, or your preferred meat of choice could be substituted. Then you'll need your herbs and spices such as salt, pepper, rosemary, bay leaves, and thyme. Last, but certainly not least, beef broth, tomato paste, and a dry red wine. Without any further ado, let's cut to the chase and start cooking. First, we'll start with prepping the base, the mirepoix, which is just a fancy chef way to say the diced carrot, onion, and celery portion with one easy word. We'll take 5 of these peeled carrots, 1 peeled onion, 5 of those washed ribs of celery, and chop them to all roughly the same size. It really adds so much flavor to our dish. Now let's set them aside for now while we work on the meat. I have here this mouth-watering lean round I personally selected from my favorite butcher. Oh no, I'm afraid I can't reveal who they are, no matter how much you beg. After all, 2 can only keep a secret if one of them is dead. Now, what we are going to do next is season the meat with our salt and pepper and let it all rest at room temperature for about 1 hour. This will help it retain that juicy moisture when we're cooking it. Oh, I suppose I'll have to keep our guest entertained for a while. Can't have them dying of boredom before they dine on my dinner. Oh, looks like our round of well-seasoned meat is ready, and so is the pot. Of course, with editing magic, my hour will be just seconds for our audience. You're all free to pause the video and come back to me for the next steps. Here, we just sear the meat in some very hot vegetable oil until it is brown on all sides. Then remove it and pour our bowl of diced vegetables, the mirepoix from before, into the same pot. Everything smells so good already. Don't you agree? If only the rest of the audience could enjoy the front row view that our critic has right now. So, once our vegetables have softened, we'll be adding a spoonful of tomato paste. Gently mix until they're nice and caramelized, or lightly browned, and this is when we add a few sprigs each of rosemary and thyme, then 2 bay leaves, then just a touch of salt and pepper. Remember, you can always add a little more salt if needed, but it is much more difficult to take it back out. A grave error. Right, guest? You will then add the beef and enough beef broth and red wine as desired, so long as it comes up to about 2/3 of the way inside our pot. Pour the hard-working chef and his guest a glass as well, for good measure. You will want to cover it about halfway with the pot lid and place it into your oven, preheated at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for, about 2 to 3 hours. Just before we have to wait, let's prepare for the last few steps of the meal by peeling and cutting these delectable russet potatoes. You know, potatoes are actually quite magical. Oh, they are portable, craftable, mashable, cookable in just about every way under the sun, stars, and moon, and chock full of nutrients to boot. All while being easy and efficient to grow at minimal cost and expense. Potatoes have crossed continents and cultures, going from a humble regional specialty to a globe-spanning staple. Such is the electrifying power of the potato. Oh, but this was one of the things our critical guest didn't like about my show, wasn't it? Right. What did they say about it? That my long and tedious tangents were boring and unrelated to the recipe. It was so dull I forgot I was cooking and burned everything. A little hyperbolic, I'd wager. It's not as if I have it memorized or anything. A lot of my audience respond rather positively to my passion for cooking and the ingredients therein. I think you're starting to understand that, though, right? Of course you are. Moving right along. After our potato friends are quartered, we will peel and cut some carrots into about an inch lengthwise pieces and set these aside. You will be adding them in after about 2 hours, turning the roast over, and then returning to the pot uncovered for the remaining time, which should be about 45 minutes to an hour. If you want it to be more tender, then I suggest a little longer cooking time. I know I prefer it very tender myself. which just means more quality time with my guest. Then I will see you all in but a moment when it's all finished. I'm just dying to see how my guest likes my cooking firsthand. Oh, forgive me, my dear audience, but my guest had to run after dinner, so I'm just cleaning up all the evidence. I mean, cookware. You all know how I'm a stickler for maintaining my kitchen. But I still have a plate all set up for you here. It turned out amazing, and I can tell you all think I've truly converted our critic. We won't be seeing him in the comments section anymore. It's just like a plate of comfort. Perfect for those cooler months. While it is just heavenly fresh from the oven, I would argue it makes even better leftovers for tomorrow. Which is great news for me. Alas, parting is such sweet sorrow, my friends. I will see you all in the next episode of Naught But Cooking. Hey, if you've reached this point in the video and have not already subscribed, please take a moment to do so. I really appreciate it.